You thought it had gone all quiet on the Western Front. Look what I found out. Hello, ya wrong'un. What do you think it takes to become a multi-millionaire media personality? Do you think it takes a little savvy, guile, and endurance? I mean, look at Hannah Waddington. I'm sure somebody's asked Hannah, how does it feel to take 30 years to become an overnight success, Hannah? So when you watch TV and you see these personalities, you have no idea how much work's gone into that. But you know what the outcome is. Multi-millionaire status. Look at Schofe and Holly Willoughby. Look at their bank balances. Not short of a bob or million. They also need the same media personalities. They also need to play the long game. It's not overnight-ish. It's not quick. If you look at Philip Schofield, he's been doing TV since God was a boy, 40 odd years ago. Early to mid 80s in the broom cupboard, BBC. Huge star in the 80s. And 40 years later, he's still a huge TV star. He might not be on your telly now, for the moment, but he's still a huge TV personality. He's not been seen for about 6 months. I wonder why that is. But he's already spoken to the KC that's looking after ITV's inquiry. Holly still has profile. She's been in and out of the papers in this last 10 days. I mean, she had that soft launch December the 1st on Wild Moon, her brand website. She's come out and said, well, I need to pause my M&S deal, which is worth $1 million or so. But why she paused it? Well, she said that M&S is very close to Holly's heart. Just keep remembering, they need to be savvy, they need to have guile, and they need to have endurance. M&S is very close to Holly's heart, but family is her priority now. That's a direct quote from today's newspapers. That she's fronted M&S campaign since 2018. Several capsule collections per year. Well, you've got four seasons, so there's at least 4 a year. And she also gives fashion tips to shoppers on the store's website. So she's fully integrated with M&S. There is this ongoing case where a male has been arrested and charged for soliciting to commit murder and incitement to commit kidnap. So that case is still ongoing. Not going to name any names or go any further into detail because a man has been arrested and a man has been charged. Now, the trauma that Holly has suffered has left her unable to consider such work, the M&S Christmas campaign and the other deals that she has. She's got a contract with L'Oreal. That's also been paused. So she says that everyone's been understanding and kind whilst Holly deals with all of this. Remember, she's had friends come out, Dr. Ranj, saying, oh yeah, Holly's fine, she'll be back soon. That's not the tone that her PR would want. But Lee Francis has come out, Keith Lemon, oh no, she's having a tough time. That's more the tone. But Holly has yet to decide. ITV have been very supportive, and she's quoted as saying that everybody's been understanding and kind while she deals with all of this, quite rightly. Yet she can't decide whether she wants to host Dancing on Ice with an unnamed star. Now, there is speculation. It's obviously not going to be Schofe. He's going to lie low until the summer next year. Or is he? Stand by, caller. I'm going to let you into a secret. So, is it Stephen Mulhern that's going to do the co-presenting with Holly on Dancing on Ice? Is she just going to tease us until we get into the new year? Now, ITV have told Holly, take as long as you want. Just do whatever you need and take as long as you want. But there is a male that is going to trial in June 2024. So that's nearly 7 months away. Is Holly actually going to do any telly until that trial is over? there is a very strong rumour, and I've told you about this before, that Schofe might find a way back via Celeb Big Brother in January. So you would have Holly on telly, possibly presenting Dancing on Ice, and you'd have Schofe doing a Barrymore Celeb Big Brother. So what does 2024 hold? TV has a long lead time. The BBC have readily admitted in the tabloids that they were courting Holly over a year ago, trying to get her over to the BBC. But what would they want Holly at the BBC for? Wait a moment, I'm going to tell you. Unlike radio or daily newspapers and magazines, TV takes a long time to get to air. You might record, I'll give you an example, just off the top of my head, that's Celeb SES. Now, Matt Hancock had recorded that well over 6 months before he did the other telly, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And then it took another 8 months to get to air. So it was easily over a year from recording to being aired on TV. That's the kind of lead time you have with telly. So social media, less than 24 hours. I mean, stories break, go full throttle and then die away within 24 hours on social media. The news cycle at the moment is 24 hours, if you're lucky. So we're looking at Christmas coming up. We're looking at everything sort of slowing down. We're looking at all the TV specials. And then in January, come back when we're all a bit depressed because the nights are dark and Christmas is gone and New Year celebration's gone. And then we're stuck with each other in January. It's a long month, January. You've got to wait till the end, having spent everything a couple of weeks before Christmas. So Schofe on Celeb Big Brother and Holly on Dancing on Ice, that would be a nice little way back for them both. But do you not realise that sometimes the negotiations for such telly goes on in the tabloids, goes on in the mainstream media? It goes on because someone that has profile is always going to be looked upon more favourably than somebody that might have 100,000 followers on a social media platform. I mean, Schofe on his Twitter account has over 4 million followers. That's hefty. Now, some of the other lovely presenters that are presenting on BBC, not quite that stature, are they? They haven't got 40 years in the media, the cut and thrust of the media. They haven't got 4 million followers on Twitter. You haven't got Holly Willoughby standing by your side. What have they got? Well, look at Gabby Roslin. Gabby Roslin's been in the newspapers the last couple of days with a double-page spread about her charity work. Well, that works because that's profile. Gabby's a seasoned professional. She knows what's what in a TV studio. She's been doing telly a long time. But are they? Kim Marsh. I'm not just pulling names out of here to be disrespectful, but king and queen of daytime telly appear to be Schofe and Holly. So let's have a look at what is needed for, say, a mid-morning telly programme. Well, you need consistency, you need regularity, and you need familiar faces. Now, ITV this morning has that by the bucket load. But they've only got 800,000 viewers. And now there's this new upstart on the block, BBC Morning Live. That has 1.1 million viewers. It's got over 300,000 more viewers than This Morning that's been going since I was nearly at school. Cheeky. So in the new year, the BBC's Morning Live is going to extend from 45 minutes to 1 hour and 15. Can you see what they're doing? It's mission creep. That's what they call it. Mission creep. We'll start at 45 minutes. We'll end up at 3 hours. I'm being facetious because the golden shows on ITV is This Morning and Loose Women. So the BBC have to come up with stuff to tackle those. But the BBC's all a bit cuddly. Do you not think? Their presenters are all a bit cuddly. I mean, look at Radio 2. Radio 2 didn't really start to motor and take off. It was all twin set and pearl listeners until Johnny Walker's Coke and Whores scandal. Remember that? Oh, Radio 2 seemed a bit edgy. The old punks are coming out of the woodwork. But that's what turned Radio 2 around to the massive juggernaut that it is today. So are they going to do something the same with Holly and Schofe? I mean, more edgy than cuddly, although they have a cuddly element to them. But unwise, not illegal, Schofe, a bit edgy. Will the viewers still love him? Well, it depends how he gets on in Celeb Big Brother, if he's going to do it in January. And my sources, which are very good, are saying, don't rule him out. Schofe's more relatable, 40 years on a telly. And the BBC were negotiating a year ago to get Holly into their camp. The big charity piece for Gabby Roslin, who's one of the presenters on the BBC's Morning Live. But they're not going to get the press that Schofe and Holly will bring. You can't pay for that amount of press coverage. So what does it all mean? Well, a TV insider, bless the media, bless the tabloids, TV insider says it isn't just that Morning Live is starting to look more like This Morning. It's also that they're making a real bid to steal a chunk of their audience. So to wrap up, let's just take a look at this. And all my 40 odd years in the media, radio, TV, newspapers and magazines. A soft launch for Morning Live, and all of a sudden they're getting nice little tidbits in the tabloids. Column inches, as they're called. Whilst ITV are in turmoil. So who will the winners be? BBC versus ITV. Who will be the winners? Now, ordinarily, it used to be commercial won over the BBC. I would suggest who the winner is going to be? Whomever has got Schofe and Willoughby. They're giants in daytime TV. They know daytime TV backwards. So will the winner be whomever's got Schofe and Willoughby? Perchance. So the gloves are off. ITV versus BBC for mid-morning viewers. Don't write Holly and Schofe off. It's a long way back. It's a long way to them coming after the summer holidays in August and September to start on a BBC mid-morning show. It's nearly a year away. A lot can happen in 10 months. But take my word for it. The clues are going to start coming after Christmas.